Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, your girl Kamis. If it's your first time to be on this channel, kindly hit that button and also turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. In this channel, I talk about, abroad, how to come to Europe and things that are happening abroad, trending news and, informative stuff. So I came across this very sad news of a Nigerian that died in Kenya. I mean, he was actually killed in Kenya after they came up, to a fight. So according to the statement made by the police, they said that we have not gotten the main reason they were fighting, but we understand there was a party there which led to a fight and the fatal fall. So, according to the news, this happened in Kiambu County in Ruaka. This is a place, oh my god. Recently, I was in Kenya. This is actually my hometown, and that is where I was just going up and down almost every day. So it's very shocking to hear that these things are happening. And when I was in Kenya, I actually met several Nigerians, and for me, I was so excited to see them. I always say hi. If I see them, I'm so happy because me living abroad and being involved with a lot of foreigners, I mean, I understand that everybody is looking for a greener. So apparently what happened is that they were involved in a fight because there was money involvement and some cash. You see, these two things, money and cash, is what causes war and murder cases, crime. I mean, it's happening everywhere. These are the things that causes problem: money, women. God, those two things, they are what, if you analyze very well why people kill each other, is because of money, because of women. And money has to do even with the land, properties. That's all money. So these Nigerians actually, according to the news, they are there for a business trip. A disagreement came, and this man that died was thrown. They were in an apartment, they were having party, and he was actually thrown from the sixth floor and landed on the first floor, and he died. This is not the first time I've read this kind of story. There was another story that happened either last year or 2021 of the same incident, that a Nigerian was thrown. They were fighting and they threw each other on the balcony and the man died. And according to the news, the deceased was identified as Yinka Adisiyan, 35-year-old. So he's such a young man. And according to the police and the witnesses, the group of foreigners had converged at the house of their friends at Moon Apartment for a party. So the name of the apartment is Moon Apartment. And the Nigerians are said to be business, you see, on a business trip in the country. So you can imagine going on a business trip and then you start fighting. I mean, why do we have to be fighting and endangering our lives? So during the fight, unfortunately, he was thrown down to the first floor and he died. So Kiambu head of DCI Richard Mwaura said that police were called to the scene and found the body of the deceased in a pool of blood. Gosh, you guys, you can imagine. It's terrible. It's terrible. You can imagine coming from the sixth floor to the first floor. It's a very terrible death. Then it was then that the officers arrested 5 Nigerian men who were present for the further grilling. And the DCI said that the men were detained in custody over the weekend after initial appearance in court. So the police were granted 14 days to detain the suspect up to January 27 when the case will be mentioned. So they have to be detained in the prisons for today is 16, for 14 days. Oh my god. So and then the body was moved. Oh my god, this is so sad. This is very sad. The body was moved to Kehara mortuary, and they want to do autopsy and further probe. And police revisited the scene over the weekend for further investigation. And yeah, guys, there are a lot of Nigerians that are living in that place, especially in Kiambu, because the place have grown. There are so many apartments, rental apartments, and it's also very close to Nairobi. I mean, from Ruaka to Nairobi, basically, when there is no traffic, if everything goes very smoothly, it's just 15 minutes. It's not far. It's very close, Let's say 15 minutes and you're in Nairobi. So a lot of people prefer living there because basically the apartments are more cheaper, or the cost, when you want to hire an apartment, it's more cheaper there than living in the main city Nairobi. The main city Nairobi is very, very expensive. So there are many Nigerians who are living in Kiambu, as students, others are doing businesses, others, maybe I don't know. I mean, people move for different reasons. Others maybe are trying to look for jobs and trying to see how they can work in Kenya. Others are because of churches, Christianity. We know how Nigeria has a very big impact when it comes to churches in Africa. All these big churches like Dunamis. I saw one of their biggest church in Nairobi. So you can imagine Nigerians would definitely be involved. So they have to know what is happening. So the police also conducted an operation in the area seeking to know the motive and mission of foreigners. Dozens were detained in the weekend. So a dozen of Nigerians and also Kenyans were detained because they want to know what are they doing in Kenya and why is it so much violent. Because like I said, this is not the first time this is happening. I've read several cases. The last one happened, was it in somewhere in the Nairobi? I can't remember, but it's actually the same thing. They pushed the person out of the balcony. The person just died. So you guys, when you're in a foreign country, you have to remember that this is not your home. So whatever you do, you have to be very careful. Not only in Kenya, even if you're in Sweden, it's very hard for people to be violent in such a manner and be fighting over money, especially cash, because it's very hard to see people. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, because here what they do, they shoot each other. There has been a lot of shooting, and this is gang criminals shooting each other, maybe because they have disagreement, but it's so sad because most of the gang criminals here, they are actually Swedes. So they are not, they are, some are Swedes, some are foreigners that live here and they have gotten Swedish permanent resident, or maybe they are Swedish citizen. So those ones, they don't have problem. But you as a foreigner that is coming to look for greener pastures in a foreign land, and then you start misbehaving and fighting, you have to think about your life. You have to think about your family. Maybe this man has a family in Nigeria. Maybe he has a wife, maybe he has kids. What about his sisters, his brothers, his mother, his father? What are they going to say? That you came to Kenya and now they are calling your family to come and take your dead body. It's very sad. So as a foreigner, I would advise, if you go out there, be very careful of what you do and your motive. Every country has a law. Now, I don't know who pushed him, and it's the same, like 5 Nigerians were arrested. So you can imagine they are going to the foreign land to kill each other, or whether it's a Kenyan that killed him or pushed him. But here they said 5 Nigerians were arrested. So they were in a party, they were fighting over money and women. Like I said, most of the time it's women and money. That has always been the problem. So you guys, if you are going abroad, you have to think why you are leaving your country. Why am I leaving Nigeria? People will be saying, oh, Nigeria is not safe, Nigeria is not safe. It's not safe, but when you go to your own country, you misbehave and they kill you there. Is it not better you would have died in Nigeria? Oh, I need to leave Kenya, I need to leave Kenya, this country is no longer safe. And while you are in Kenya, you are not doing what you're supposed to do. So you now leave Kenya and go maybe to Sudan, or you go to Tanzania and you start misbehaving and they kill you. It would have been better for you to stay and manage in your own country than for you to end your life out there and putting your family on stress, how to carry your body. If the family don't have the capability, they are going to bury you in one of the graves there in Kenya, just like a nobody. Imagine, what a life. So your story ends there. You die a miserable death. You are just buried. Nobody will even be seeing your grave. After some few months, they have to bury more people. That's what happens. And unfortunately, there is no enough space in all those government graves. Sometimes some of them, especially in all those local communities, they have to bury more people. Imagine, now your mom will be saying, my son died in Kenya and they buried him there and I did not see his body. Maybe she doesn't have the money to come and see you. Oh my God, it's very sad. Like, it's deep. So whatever you are doing when you're in abroad, think very well. Let it be for good. Let it that if this life ends for you, die in honor, so people will remember you for the good. Let people celebrate you when you die. Don't die like, even animals don't die like that. Don't just die like a nobody. And you'll be remembered that you were in a party, drinking, smoking, because of women and money. You just ended your life. Money that, all this cash, very fast cash, it doesn't even make them rich. At the end of the day, they remain poor ever. So you guys, I don't want to make this video long, but that is it. That one has gone for life, and it can never come back. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I see you in my next one. Bye.